Lately, many people have been wanting to live on a homestead and raise chickens.
Most people would love to have their chickens running, happy, and free, and we would too.
Now, there are a lot of realities that must be evaluated before allowing your chickens to either free range or not. We're going to tell you 4 reasons why we don't free range our chickens.
These are just our takeaways for why we don't free range our chickens. If you want to add anything, add that to the comments down below.
Now, what works for us might not work for you, and vice versa. Now, reason number 1 is
Easter egg hunts are fun and everything, but not every day. We sell our eggs, and I like to have control over how clean they are, and the setup that I have for our girls where they're laying, it is the best setup for me to gather those for our customers. And we also have a very rare breed of birds, and I need to know exactly where their eggs are.
And that is we don't want to have our barnyard mix to be mating out with our American breast, because we want to keep our American breast pure as possible to make them valuable.
We have 30 egg layers, and we just don't want that mixed up.
And not only that, just imagine trying to find 30 eggs throughout the day, each day.
6.5 acres.
Yeah, 6.5 acres is not fun. I could see if we had 10 or maybe 12 hens that were laying, that would be okay and not selling just for us, but that's not the case.
Our second reason is that we're right off of a main road. I feel very responsible for the safety of our animals. I also feel responsible protecting our neighbors' property from them going and messing with their crops.
We don't have a perimeter fence, and a lot of people just be racing through here around 5 o'clock, around noontime, and 3:30 when they're getting off of work, and it gets very hectic. We had one person that came by here. He thought he hit one of our ducks, but it was one of the wild ducks, and it just gets like that where they're just racing, and we don't want our animals to be one of the casualties that got hit by another vehicle.
Now, we do have some neighboring ducks that hang out here. They've just chosen us. I think that they feel safe here. I think they pick up on the fact that we are protective of our animals, because we had a guy here yesterday doing some work, and he thought that those were our ducks. He gave us compliments about how nice these ducks were, and they're not our ducks.
And number 3 is our garden. As you can see, we don't have any fencing around our garden. We just don't want the chickens coming in here rampling and sampling and picking off our fruit, because most of this is just for us, and we're trying to learn the land to where we can start also growing and feeding our community.
Easily, we could put some Gallagher fencing around this to protect our garden from them, but this garden is right off of the main road, and that's really for the convenience of our future customers, and that's still not safe for the chickens.
Number 4, land predators. Now, we have predators come across our field, from cats to wild dogs to raccoons, and even late at night we can hear coyotes in the far distance.
We recently had some dogs come and attack our rabbit hutch.
We don't have a perimeter fence. What we have as a security for us to help us sleep at night and during out the day is we have the Gallagher poultry fencing, and we have a solarizer to charge it up to protect it from any land animals to come in and trying to attack our birds.
And it has been working for the past year. Like, it has been very effective. Our fencing, the perimeter, it is. We do have fencing on, 3 solid sides?
Yes.
But one is a little weak, and then the front is null and void.
Yeah, all it is just regular 5-strand barbed wire fence. It's nothing to keep animals out. They can easily crawl up underneath there, looking for some type of way where only nothing can really get through there. But we're still working on that. That costs money, something that we don't have the resource right now. The second line of defense is the hutches and the coops that the animals are in. So at night, they can go inside of there. So you got your fence as the first line of defense and the coop as the second line of defense.
We like to do what we call modified free ranging. We move our fencing once a week onto fresh grass for our birds.
And what this does is a rotational grazing to help build our soil, because when we first got onto this property, it's been heavily compacted. The nutrition's been taken off it from all the plowing and things of that nature. So what we try to do is rotational graze to where our animals, they're not impacting the ground with too much nitrogen, and we can just rotational graze and help with the pest control as well.
Our animals, we can tell, are very happy. It takes about a week, sometimes 2 weeks, depending on the season, for us to actually have to move them. And we are watching the ground, their behavior, how things look, the weather, how it's affecting the situation that they're in. And our priority is to have a win-win situation with them being happy and with our soil being fed.
And just from the meat birds and some of the rotational crop that we did in just a year alone, you can tell where they've already been at, where the grass is already green. Even during our drought season that we're in right now, the grass is totally green. Well, I would say greener than the other parts of the pasture. So we feel like this is helping out our pasture, and we're going to continue to grow and build our soil up.
It's proven to us that nature really does have it right. A few months ago, we had a soil scientist come out to our property and validate to us that what we're doing is the right thing to build our soil and how we're moving our animals. If you're interested in seeing that video and what she had to say, we're going to set that off to the side and down in the show notes below.
Until the next video, let's grow together.